Hi, my name is Tuesday. This show that I'm going to do, we're going to be talking about all truth, things that are happening in our daily lives. It's going to be called Breakthrough. The reason why it's called Breakthrough is because this is going to be a channel that can help men, women, children dealing with everyday issues such as addiction, abuse, depression, molestation, rape, pretty much anything that we want to discuss. But the stories that you're going to hear are actually true facts. It's going to be all real, no fakeness, straight truth, and how God saved my life and made me overcome each and every one of these obstacles that I went through. I'm hoping that this story can touch as many lives as possible. And I want it to be a channel where we're able to come on here and say whatever it is that we feel, whatever it is that we're thinking, whatever it is that we're going through. And no, you will not be judged here. You will not be laughed at here. You will not, your business will go no farther than here. I'm a woman that is going to give you life as real as it can get. This is no acting. This is called my truth. I've been through a lot of abuse in my life. As early as the age of 5, I can remember, up until now, and I'm 48 years old. I've been raped, I've been stabbed, I've been molested as a child, raped in front of my children, a gun put to my head. I sold drugs on the street when I was younger. I did a lot of illegal things that I shouldn't have done, but looking back on it now, it made me the woman that I am now. God put me on here to do one thing, and that is to tell my story. I'm hoping that anyone who reads this will listen and take the information that you can take from it. And I pray that my life details may be able to save you, help others, and inspire you. Life is not guaranteed, and I've learned this the hard way. But if I didn't experience the things that I did in life, I wouldn't be here today. So this is why I'm coming to you. God spoke to me, and when He speaks, I listen. Starting out, I originally came from California. I live in Massachusetts. While living in Massachusetts, I've experienced so much. I was in abusive marriages. I dated a narcissist for 7 years. Just recently, it's been about a year now that I haven't been in contact with him. During that time, it changed me so much because you think that you know people, but then you find out that you really don't know them at all. So on here, we're going to be talking about all of that. And I want everyone who sees this to know this is not a game. These are not lies. This is my true testimony. God took me from a dark place and brought me to the light so that I can shine my light across the world, and that's what I intend to do. The devil will try to stop you from doing God's will. But today, I take my stand. I control my life. I control my destiny. And it begins here and now. So if you're willing to take this journey with me, on this station that we're about to begin, you will get nothing but pure honesty. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me, and I will give you the truth and nothing but the truth. But I feel like right now, I need to do what I was put here to do, which I've done my whole life, and that was take care of others. But at the same time, I'm going to be helping myself. I'm 48 years old. I live in Southbridge, Massachusetts. And I've endured so much over the years. I went through depression. I went through alcohol addiction. I even tried to experiment with certain drugs, but I found out they just weren't for me. I partied. I hustled anything and everything that I possibly could. I lost children to abuse that were beaten out of me, that I still struggle with that loss every day. But I tell myself, God has a bigger plan for me. This is why I come here today, to try to talk to you, because we're living in a world where we're not promised tomorrow. I know there are so many people out there that might be struggling, that might not be able to talk about being raped, that might not be able to talk about being molested, that might not be able to talk about being abused. And I'm not talking about just the women. I'm talking about the men too. Because there are so many men out there that are being abused, and people take that as a joke. But here, you're going to get facts. No more and no less. So I'm asking you to take the time out and listen to me. I'm not benefiting nothing from this. I'm not expecting to gain anything from this. But the one thing I do want to do is my purpose that God put me here for. And that's to help you. So we're going to have so many topics that we can discuss from. I will attach an email address so that if you need to contact me, if you feel like you don't want to put your business here, you'll be able to contact me personally. This is my first time ever doing this, so this is new for me. So all I'm asking is bear with me. But I promise you, it'll be a ride you will never forget.
Put text now number.
I have overcome so much, and I never thought that I would get to that place. I never thought that I would get to the day when I'll be sitting here doing this video. But the type of woman I am, I'm real as real can get. So when I talk to you, that's exactly what you're going to get from me. This is my life, and I hope that it helps you. So, that being said, I'm going to end this video here. But know you are loved. Know you have a friend in me. You might not know me, but by the time I'm done with this station, the world is going to know me. I never judge anyone. So don't feel like I'm judging you. I'm going to look at you any less or any more, because you're human just like me. And I feel it's time that the world knows my truth. I have been through hell and back. Being in an abusive marriage for 6 years, having to come home and be beaten every day, having to be in a marriage where my husband had 2 kids. My ex-husband had 2 kids out of the marriage. I accepted it because I was taught when you get married, you're supposed to stay married. So I did. I endured it for 6 years. But then it came a point in my life when I had to say enough was enough. I couldn't do it no more. No matter how much I loved him, or I thought that I was in love with him. Because at the time, I thought that was love. I thought him beating me every day was love. I thought him cheating on me was love. I thought that when I got them black eyes and them bruises, that was love. But I got to see Now, that was never love. That was lust. And that was the way that they programmed me to think. You see, a man can make your mind do some things that you normally wouldn't do. And that was the situation I was in. My husband was out of Brooklyn. And when I married him, I thought this was the best thing for me. I thought he was the best thing on this earth. Until the day that I said I did. I do. On my wedding day, the day that he put a ring on my finger, he cheated on me with a 16-year-old. Imagine your wedding day being cheated on with a child. This was a grown man. But see, that was the normal for me. Because I grew up in a house where it was abuse. They brushed it under the table. I was beaten because I told the truth. I was abused because I told the truth. I was put out of my home and lost 12 years with my family because I spoke up about the molestation that I was dealing with at the time, where I was placed in foster care. In foster care, what is that? This was supposed to be a safe place for me, and it wasn't. I went through more abuse in foster care than I did in my own home. Imagine being 11 years old and you feel you're supposed to be protected by the people you trust the most. You weren't. I grew up wild, in the streets, never joined a gang because that wasn't my thing. But I ran around with a lot of boys, and being with them, I had to learn, being in the street, you had to be tough. Ain't no being soft. Ain't no letting them see your weakness because they walked over it. So being out there in the street, going through all the abuse I had to deal with, I was angry. I had an attitude that was out of this world. Sometimes it was scary, even to myself. I had prostitutes. I didn't prostitute myself, but I prostituted others. I sold drugs. I robbed people. I did some really evil things in my days. But looking back on that now, that wasn't me. That was a version of what they thought I was supposed to be. I felt like no one loved me. No one cared. Everything I did was wrong. I was never good enough. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't strong enough. That made me angry because I felt like I was put here to suffer. I was put here to be beaten. I was put here to be raped. I was put here to be molested. I was put here to be stabbed. I was put here to have a gun held to my head, to where my life flashed in front of me and I thought I was dead. So many times, God tried to step in and save me. But I was just too blind, and I didn't want to believe that he loved me. I didn't. I know now that he did, because I'm still here. I've been tried to be killed 7 times. 7. As recently as a year ago, from a narcissist. Because I found out who he truly was, and I chose to love myself. So I let him go. When I did that, he made my life a living hell. He stole from me. He used my credit, ran my name, posted pictures of me on the internet that were private, shared them with his friends, his monkeys, as they call them. because that's just what they were. They didn't have a mind of their own. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I hope that my story helps someone else. I hope this reaches as many people as it possibly can. I hope this video goes viral. Life is real. Struggle is real. I lost a daughter because my child's father beat her out of me. I had her in my bathtub. I still struggle with that to this day. God blessed me with 4 beautiful kids, and I don't regret them at all. That was the most positive things that came out of my life because of all the abuse that I endured. My body used to tell a story. But see, you can always take the scars from the outside. You can never take them away from the inside. I had to do years of counseling. They tried to put me on so many different psych meds saying I was crazy, I was this, I was that. That wasn't the case. They just didn't understand me. They didn't understand my life. They didn't understand what I had to endure. Growing up, dealing with abuse after abuse after abuse, being raped in front of my children, who were little kids at the time. They didn't know what was going on. All they knew, mommy was being abused and raped by some guy that she didn't even know. Because I lived in a shelter for battered women, and a girl that I thought was a friend of mine set me up, took me somewhere and left me there. Listened to the phone conversation and was laughing as I was being raped in front of my children. Sure, we went to trial. He got convicted. But then he got a lesser charge because I chose to take the revenge in my own hands. I paid him back. And I paid him back in the worst possible way. Some of the things I may say on here may be too strong for you to deal with. But when I said I was coming on here to tell the truth, I meant just that. So you're going to get just that. He raped me. I was angry. So I caught revenge. Myself. I didn't wait for the justice system to give me revenge. His punishment, as they put it. So I had some friends get together. He showed up at a party. And I got the best of him. I turned the tables on him because I was so angry after enduring abuse for so long. It came out in a bad, bad way. And because I didn't want to turn over on my friends, the judge said, okay, well, he's going to get 5 years. 5 years in deportation for violating me is what he got. But I accepted that because I felt like what I did to him was far more than what he did to me. But I had to teach myself, going through rape crisis groups, going to counseling, going to all these different programs, that being angry doesn't help. Seeking revenge doesn't help. It hinders you. It stops you from living. And that was the one thing I was not going to allow them to do. Stop me from living. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I know there's someone out there right now that's probably going through this and is scared to talk, scared they're being judged, or scared they're being looked down on. But I'm here to tell you today, that is not the case. I love you. God loves you. And I need for you to love yourself. You have to. I don't care what nobody tells you. I don't care what people think about you. I'm here to tell you, you are somebody, and you deserve love, and you deserve to have a voice, and you deserve to have your feelings validated. Sure, I was out in the streets. I tried to experiment with little drugs here and there, but I found out that wasn't my thing. Marijuana was my thing, Bob Marley, as we call it. But then I came to a point in my life where that wasn't even my thing anymore. I was tired after so many years of me smoking. I guess you could say I was smoked out. I chose to put down the alcohol because it destroyed my body on the inside. I might look healthy on the outside, but I'm not. Far from it. But I'm healthy enough because I have life. A lot of my friends lost theirs along the way. And the ones that didn't are sitting in jail for the rest of their life. So I'm blessed for that. So I hope that when you see this message and you hear this message, that it touches you. This is what I was put here to do. I got out of that marriage and I had met a guy that I was with for 7 years. I ended up losing him to cancer in 2009. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to go through because I had to learn that God puts people in your life for a reason. God put him in my life to save me from myself, to show me what the true meaning of love really is. And he taught me that. In the beginning, I tested him as much as I could test him to see if I can get a reaction out of him. I guess for me being abused so much, I was just used to it. But no matter what I did, no matter what I said, he never raised his hands to me. He never disrespected me. If anything, he kept telling me how much he loved me, how much he needed me, how much I was worthy to be loved. Because see, I come from a family where love don't exist. I'm just being honest. We don't know how to love because we were never taught how to love. But the one thing I can honestly say is God showed me how to truly love. This is why I'm here today, because I'm trying to spread that love across the world as far and as wide as I can possibly spread it. I will do just that. I was scared to come on here and make this video, but now that I'm here and I'm actually doing it, I feel empowered. I feel at peace. I feel happy and blessed, even though we're in a time where the world is so crazy dealing with this coronavirus. But I want little kids to know, if you're in any abusive relationship, if you're being touched, if your self-esteem is low, it's time for you to raise up. It's time for you to open your mouth. There is help and resources out here. They can help us. We need to take advantage. Take advantage. Talk to someone. Confide in someone. I didn't have no one to confide in. But there was a great place that I went to called Pathways for Change in Worcester, Massachusetts. That place saved my life and helped me to become the woman that I am today. So for them, Miss Linda, if you're out there, I love you and I will never forget you. Your agency showed me there is still goodness in people. But we have to put our hands out and ask for that help. If you're struggling with addiction, there are so many resources that I can connect you to find help, to get the help that you need. I waited till I was 45 years old and I became homeless. And I'm not going to lie to you. When I became homeless, because I lost my job, I couldn't afford to pay my rent. So it was either sleep in my truck and live out of it or try to save my place. So I sold my truck. Now I move around in a wheelchair because my legs are limited. But I still strive every day to get up and do what I have to do, no matter how much pain I'm in. I still get up and I fight every single day to be better than what I was, to be better and stronger in anything that I do. If you have any kind of addiction, there's help. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is make that effort to love yourself. And I promise you, you will not regret it. This is a time when this nation needs to come together. Stop hating one another and learn how to love each other. Stop being jealous of the next person for what they have because you don't know their story. At the end of the day, I put a smile on my face every day, even when I was going through all the abuse and people telling me I wasn't good enough. I still smiled. Even though I had so much pain deep down inside of me, there was days I felt like I wanted to die. I pushed my way through because I know I had to live, because I knew there was a purpose for me in my life. So this is why I'm coming to you. If no one ever wanted to listen to you, if no one ever wanted to hear anything you had to say, if no one told you you wasn't good enough, I'm telling you, you are. The sky is the limit. Don't let what people say get you down. Don't let what people think about you stop you from doing what God put you here to do. And if you don't believe in Him, ask Him to teach you, because He did it with me. And if He can save me and make changes in my life, I know He'll do the same thing for you. We're not going to judge on this channel. I'm not about to sit on here, get on here, and make myself look like a fool and come to y'all and think that I'm better than you, because I'm not. This is going to be a channel where you can come to and lay whatever you feel in your heart here and not worry about no one having anything negative to say. This is a positive channel where you're going to get nothing but pure love, honesty, friendship, and devotion if you need it. This being said, I'm going to end this video for now. But look forward, because there are going to be so many more. I'm just giving you a brief summary as we speak. I hope that you're staying safe. May you have a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And may all your wishes and dreams and desires come true. There are going to be so many topics that we're going to touch, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what to look forward to. That being said, I love each and every one of you. Stay safe and God bless.